watching? Are you watching this? Are you watching? Yeah. Are you watching this? No. You need to get with it. Are you watching this? We on a TV shit. Are you watching this? You don't wanna miss. Are you watching this? Stop canceling our shit.
You're good to go.
Hi, Ganellen.
Hey.
All right, so we're doing the Bear recap episodes. We're on season 4, episode 2.
Yes.
Titled Soubise, I think. So before we get into that, though, welcome to the Are You Watching This podcast? I'm Chelsea.
I'm Ellen.
So this episode is directed by Christopher Storer and then Duccio Fabri.
Yeah. Duccio, maybe? Duccio, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, probably. Which he was an AD for The Whale and Good Time.
Oh. Oh.
But that's kind of really the major stuff that I saw.
Yeah.
And it was written by Catherine Shettina.
Yeah.
And it looks like this is her first, major writing gig.
Okay.
So, and it just says, the synopsis says, gears start to turn.
Sure.
Yeah. We get in the opening, before the lack of title card or actual opening, scenes where Marcus is getting some alone time in the deep freeze, or the walk-in, which is a very classic restaurant thing. Whenever you need a break, you go into the walk-in and just take a breather.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Maybe have a snack.
Oh, okay.
Just take some time to yourself. Cool down.
Okay. Because it is cold in there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so Sid, I think, sees him walk in there. Was like, hey, how's it going? Need some help. And so she's offering to help him. And I do feel like this episode, we see a lot of the people that are working in the restaurant helping each other out.
Yeah.
To try and lift each other and make it be a little less chaotic.
Yeah.
And then Carmen checks on Ibram because he sees that he's working, doing some business papers. And so he wants to show him what he's working on when he's finished. And we see that we're now down to 970 hours.
Yeah.
Which is roughly 40 days on that clock that Uncle and computer set up.
A month and a half.
Yeah. Months. Yeah. And Richie and Marcus start discussing the time that's left. And Richie checks on Marcus as well. So, everybody's trying to
be there.
Marcus. Yeah. Yes. When Marcus leaves, Richie goes to lock up and sees Carmen brooding all by himself, alone, looking real sad. And Richie asks, he's like, can I lock up? Or is that going to interfere with your moping?
Yeah.
And they just kind of discuss some of the issues that they're having still. And Richie's about to walk away and begrudgingly asks Carm, he's like, is this brooding performative or is it real? Because he does kind of just stand around looking sad all the time.
This whole shtick. It's so annoying.
And Carmen says it's real and he's just thinking about his mistakes. What mistakes do you think he's thinking about?
Just being a hard ass, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always changing the damn menu. Maybe that mistake.
Yeah. This is an example where I wish that they had elaborated a little bit.
Yeah.
What you've made some mistakes.
Yeah.
Are we talking about with Claire, which I don't actually think is a mistake? Or are we talking about who we hired at the restaurant?
Right.
What are we?
Yeah, are we talking about you in the freezer moment?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Yeah.
I did like this scene, though. The lighting was really visually interesting. There was the warm light, I think, from the street light, and then the blue coming in from the kitchen.
Yeah.
Nice.
One thing you can always say about The Bear is it's truly, directed beautifully.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
That's the only thing I'll give it.
Okay, so then before Richie leaves, Carm tells him, okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow, which Richie replies, today. Today is tomorrow, cousin. And that line sounds deep, Okay, but it's not. And also, why was that line not used in the last episode that was called Groundhogs? That was about days repeating each other.
Yeah,
Uh,
fair. Yeah. Honestly, my one critique of this season, I feel like the writing was a bit contrived. It was
Yes.
very okay. Even like the monologues and it was
Yeah.
very
Yes,
yeah.
we'll get there with some of those opinions. Richie walks home moping now. He stops to get a drink at a bar, which he's smoking inside the bar, which is you can't do in Chicago, so I'm calling BS on that. There are a couple that you can, but you're not
Don't they have
supposed
like an outside though?
No, there's some that like they'll say no smoking, but then
You
hand you an
can't.
ashtray when you walk in.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I know of one at least, and it wasn't that bar. Um, he continues journey home. He does knock over a photo while he's like watching TV, on the couch. And who all was in that photo? Did you notice?
Mm-mm.
Was it like family or?
I don't know.
I couldn't tell who
Couldn't
was in
tell.
there,
Yeah.
but
Didn't
he's
even write
looking at it
down.
longingly. Um, and then right before he goes to bed, he says a little prayer asking for help with the restaurant. He's like, "Please just help me get through this."
Yeah.
He's like, "Amen."
Richie goes from being like so, yeah, I don't know, like endearing. I guess he's just trying his best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does feel like one of the only characters that's trying to improve himself.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily doing the best job,
Yeah.
but he's acknowledging
Yeah.
that at least.
Yes.
And then we get another montage, like we do every episode, of just like what all's going on in the restaurant with all the characters and kind of emphasizing where they're still struggling. So we see Sid's on the computer, she's reading about Shapiro and his new restaurant, and then she's seeing or looking at the contract that Carmy sent over, a new version. So she still has not made that decision.
Yeah.
And we see that Eber and Tina are like going through their usual duties, and they're not getting as much food from their vendors because of their terms.
Yes.
So they're having to really change the way they're operating to
Yeah.
adjust to this.
Yeah, because they haven't like been paying them.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah. And so Sid and Carm sit down to kind of brainstorm, like, how are you going to fix this? And they end up deciding to like reduce the amount of components they use
Yeah.
for the dishes to make it simpler and to they have this whole conversation and I'm like, Carmy's not that dumb. They're talking about 10 apples. She's like, we have 10 apples, okay, or they have 10 apples but we need 6, but they're only going to give us 4. And he's like, we don't even use apples. Carmy's not that dumb.
He's not.
I
He's
know he
really
doesn't
not.
he's not good at math.
But also, you don't know the ingredients you're using and the thing that you special like you. This is your skill set. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And he's like, well, can we just do fennel instead? And she's like, that's not the point.
Yeah.
I guess it is an example of how they're not communicating
Yeah.
with each other well. But he's not that dumb.
No,
He's not that
it
dumb.
did not feel true to both characters.
No.
Honestly. Yeah.
And then we get a shot of Sugar. She's in bed, I think kind of like logging into work, working remotely. And her husband comes in and he was like, oh, I ran into Francine. And the way that they spent 4 or 5 episodes treating us like we were supposed to know who this person
Francine.
was.
I was literally like, did I miss something?
I know. That character's never been referenced in the show. Ever. And now she's mentioned every episode.
And with a huge reaction.
Yeah.
Too. Like, yeah.
That's not handled well.
No,
At all.
I guess that's what happens when you waste a whole damn season previously. Anyways.
Yeah, very true. Richie's having a meeting with the full staff, more or less, and they're showing, we see what did I write? Like a conspiracy theory web where they're trying to like triangulate who the reviewer will be at the next one. And,
I actually enjoyed that.
yeah, that scene was pretty good because they're trying to be like, oh, they always use a weird last name, or they'll bring in a celebrity, or they'll cancel and reschedule multiple times.
Yeah.
Which, who knows if any of that's true.
Yeah. I feel like, you don't think there's a little bit of truth to it?
No, I do. I don't know, though, like, about the last name thing, or,
Yes.
which, then there's a whole episode that later down the line, and that they never then address, that makes it seem like it's the reviewer. Anyway, we'll get to that episode.
Yes.
Do you think they'll ever get the star?
I feel like, yeah.
I thought that's how the season was going to end.
Yes, but it doesn't end with the star. Oh, shoot. Am I allowed to say that?
No, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
This show's been out for like almost a month at this point.
Fair. Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean, so it's not like they don't.
Yeah.
It's just they
Didn't.
Yeah, did.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good way to phrase it.
But overall, do you think they'll get a star?
Yeah, because what's the point of the show if they don't?
If it's not about that damn star. Yes.
What are we doing here then?
I don't know. Do you think Sydney will get it without him?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But we'll find out. Well,
Yeah.
maybe. So then Donnie, I only knew his name because it was in parentheses in the closed caption, because I've also never seen that character ever in the show. While they're having this like team meeting, reminds Richie that like all guests should be treated like VIP, which I think that's very true.
Yeah.
I think that's true for any industry, any
Customer service. Situation.
yeah. But definitely when you're like paying more for an experience,
Yeah.
everybody should be treated equal.
Yeah. That's true.
And like they're special.
Yeah. I will say every Michelin star restaurant I've been at, great service.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great
100%.
service. Yeah.
Was there one? I might have. No. Yeah. They all
Yeah.
really good. So then we're down to 890 hours. They really are showing this clock.
Yeah.
And Tina's working on her dishes. The beef window is busy, and it's selling out already by 1:15. So they're holding down the fort financially, literally. And this is when, so Tina's still struggling to make it to that 3 minutes, and Jess tells her to take a break. She's like, but I can't do it. She's like, it's a really hard ask. Just take a little break.
Yeah.
And it's like, then don't give her an impossible task. That's just going to make her frustrated.
Yeah. And you know she like aims to please because she has nothing else, right? Like, and she found this passion. So it's like, yeah, they just really put a lot on her. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to, because this is the kind of first time we've seen it this season, how Tina calls Carm Jeff instead of Chef.
Yeah.
And then that's like slowly morphed into Jeffrey.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, Jeffrey. It's so cute.
I love when nicknames come about that way.
Yeah. I think Tina's character is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And I think one of the best episodes last season, they follow her and her, like, what she's going through and how she got to where she is.
Yeah.
And that episode.
Amazing.
Did that one win an Emmy?
I know she got nominated, and that was a big deal.
Good. Okay.
I want to say she did win. I think she did win.
That episode was fantastic.
Amazing,
and that's because she's a good character and a good actress.
Yes. Great.
Tina then asks Carm, she's like, have you seen the baby? And Carm's like, which baby? Which, yes, that is his sister, but Carm doesn't give off wannabe uncle vibes.
But he gives off family vibes.
That's true. Family is everything.
Yes. And seeing as your brother died and that's your sister, that's
fair. Okay, yes.
It's like, come on, Carmy.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's been like a month or something.
Yes. And she was like pregnant all around the restaurant the last couple of seasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
And she's at home. She hasn't like been coming in, so it's obvious that she's taking rest.
It's not like she's just been on full maternity leave, like, you know, kind of being like, oh, she just wants her time by herself.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
And he's like, oops.
Carmy.
And then we see Shug, she's at home working. She's thinking about texting Francine, whoever that is.
For 1 minute, I was like, is it their mom? But I know.
And I was like, is it?
Yeah, ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And then she gets a call from Carm. And they start talking, and she thinks he's calling to, like, walk through or talk through, like, having to reduce the menu. Because he surprisingly wasn't, well, when he was talking to Sid, they actually, despite the math issue conversation, they were agreed on reducing the menu components very easily.
Yes.
But that's why we're slowly seeing Carm like let go of control.
Yeah.
Do you think he was too controlling before?
I think he was not controlling but rigid.
And with himself, is what I feel like.
But I mean, it's his restaurant. You have other people working with you, helping you out. So then it
100
led onto other people, the rigidness and stuff like that. Yeah. And I guess rigid is some sort of control, but it was more so. I feel like he had such an ideal, like in his mind image, and he just didn't want to like stray from that,
right?
No matter what anyone said.
Yeah, and I don't feel like he was controlling of other people, but like you said, rigid and like was did not want to give compromise on any of his ideas.
Yeah, because he was so like supportive of their growth, you know, like even Sis, even Marcus, like he was like all
Tina,
of them. Even Tina. So I wasn't controlling that way, but yeah.
So that's what she thinks he's calling, because again, kind of that probably historically would have been what he would call about. But he's like, no, I'm calling to like apologize, say that I didn't feel like a very genuine apology, but he did do it.
Yeah, he did. Funny.
And then, you know, he's like, I haven't met the baby yet, and he apologizes for that. And before the call ends, again, we see them checking in with each other. Everybody this episode's like, you good? You good? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're going to be here tomorrow?
Right. Very much like a mental health check-in or whatever.
And I do think overall with these characters, they're definitely not the happiest versions of themselves, but they are improving within, I think within themselves. Not even like improving their life through like getting a better job or whatever, but they're acknowledging the situation that they're in.
Yes.
And maybe change their behavior or just their perception or the way they approach each other.
Yes, they're being more aware of each other as well,
yes.
how it's impacting stuff. Yeah, because like the self-awareness was sort of there throughout the first 3 seasons, but now it's like, okay, no, they're all self-aware, but now it's like being aware of how it affects the other characters. I also think that's like we've seen a lot of the other characters in the first 2 episodes. Yeah.
And I do think that Bear's always been pretty good about distributing the focus on different characters.
Yeah.
And giving them growth.
Yeah. It's like an ensemble, like a true ensemble cast. Yeah.
Unlike some other shows that we've recently been talking about.
I agree.
Too much. At the end of the conversation, she does tell him, like, it's okay if you don't love it anymore. What do you think was going on in his head in that moment?
I knew what was going on in my head. I was like, oh, surely not. Like,
surely not.
Like, he doesn't love this anymore.
Right.
The whole restaurant of it all and stuff. Because I don't know. I feel like we were introduced to him with this whole aspect. So how do you feel? Like, do you think this is a huge character development turn? Or is this...
Well, based on the ending, I don't agree with it. That's what I'll just say.
Yeah.
But I think, at least what I was gathering from it, is that that's probably the first time he's even thought it's okay if I don't love it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't even think he's thought about it. I think he was just like, I'm miserable, I'm supposed to be miserable, and I'll just get through it.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, it's okay if you don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. But
what I struggle with is, like, I get... You know, we've talked about you achieve your dreams and, like, that feels different or looks different than you thought. But the thing about this is nothing's changed from once the restaurant opened. It's not like, oh, well, Sid left and he doesn't want to be doing it anymore. Everything's exactly the same. So why now are you so frustrated?
Yeah. I feel like maybe he didn't... I feel like maybe it was harder than he realized. Maybe the whole compromising with the team, like not having that set menu and like the budget of it all, like it not only just being like his dream, but it's also a business, and a business needs to make money at the end of the day. And maybe that's the part of it he really doesn't like and didn't realize he would have to be involved in, because previously to this, he was just working as a chef getting paid. He never ran a whole thing.
Okay, so maybe he is that dumb. Maybe I take back what I said.
Well, I also don't think he's that dumb. I think... Why am I defending Carmy? But I also think, I mean, from the first episode, right, the flashback with his brother, I think maybe he thought, like, this person would run this aspect and not run this aspect.
But that is how it works.
Right, with his sister. And yeah, I agree. I just think maybe he just didn't realize he would have to even be 1% involved in that aspect, and that's bothering him more than he thought it would.
Yeah, well, his solution also still doesn't make sense, though.
By the end of the episode, the season? Yeah, I agree. I mean, we'll get to that whole love interest of it all.
So then Sid's talking to the one guy about the flavors of the simplified menu. I really liked their little conversation. I think that is a pretty good snapshot on like when you're building a menu and the communication about flavors and stuff. I liked that.
Yeah, I mean,
now I don't know why she wasn't letting him taste it, but because usually you'll like present, be like, these are the flavors instead of just saying this is what it tastes like.
Yeah,
if you haven't tasted it yourself.
I agree.
Maybe they did that later. Maybe it was a pre thing. Carm is back, Carm is watching from the back. Oh yeah, while they're having that like little conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And Sid asks if he wants to hear about the menu changes, and he's like, "No, you're good. You got it." And again, this is an example of him kind of like letting go of that, not control, but that idea, like allowing people to make the decisions that they are supposed to make on their own.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the way his attitude about it, though, is so... He's like Eeyore, man, just...
That's the perfect way to describe
just a little bit. I think if he was smoking some cigarettes, he'd be just a little bit happier.
I agree with that. I do agree with that point.
He's too much on himself.
He really is. And it's like, no one forced you to do this. You actually begged everyone to get on board. So.
Yeah. He likes making things harder for himself.
Yes.
It's not even the chaos. He just like, he gives himself no grace.
Yeah.
Drake's like that. He believes that like, you like everything you should do it as hard as possible. Mm-hmm. He thinks that there's growth in that.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not everything. My thought is when there's opportunity to make your life easier and you have the means and the resources to do that, you should allow yourself to do that because life's going to suck either way at some point. So why, when life decides to hit you down, don't already be at your lowest.
Yeah.
Try and be at least halfway okay.
Yeah.
And if you're not exhausting yourself through all these other micro things, bigger picture.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, why are you trying to be the master of your own demise when society's set up to demise you anyway?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, and I by no means, people have to, you go through pain. But that's just part of life. Yeah,
and that's part of growth also, of knowing what you're capable of. Like, not all pain is necessary, yes, sure, but it is part of life. Like, sometimes you just don't get what you want. You're meant to be sad, you're meant to be angry, you're meant to feel all these emotions, but that's part of life.
And sometimes you can just take some Tylenol and make your headache go away. It's okay to do that. It's okay.
I agree. It's okay to smoke, Carmy.
Yeah, just give yourself some leeway. We see it's 5:30, the door's open, everyone gets to work, and things are going, I think, smoothly enough. They're slowly...
turning the corner?
Yeah, a little bit. Mm-hmm. Tensions are still high.
Yes.
But they're not ruffling each other's feathers just by being in the same room.
Yeah. And
Carm does notice, so they time meals, right, to make sure that things are getting out. Just like when McDonald's had that little timer above the drive-thru, making sure you're getting your meal. You're supposed to. And Sid and T are working together to get a dish out because I think they've gotten a little behind, and they've made the dish under 3 minutes. Between the two of them, and he makes a little note.
Yes.
He's like, okay. Which that I now see how that is impacting
his decision.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah.
But now I really do think he is that dumb. Yeah, I
don't think he's that dumb. I think he just like likes to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders. And he, like, as you said, like, he doesn't realize, like, you're not letting people down. You're not, like...
Well, you're not letting people help you.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing.
Yes, exactly. And, like, the world will still revolve without you. This restaurant can still revolve without you. Like, everything will be... And if it's not meant to, it's not meant to. That's not your fault.
But he is realizing that, like... Which I've always... when I was deciding if I wanted to go to graduate school, my advisor was like, here's the thing. You have to do it for yourself, because... He's like, I used to think that if, like, I didn't do it, nobody would. He's like, somebody else will do it. Like, you have to do it for yourself because you want to do it, and it's important to you, but not because you feel like it won't get done.
Yeah.
It will get done.
It will.
And, and because we're all so insignificant in life.
This is why travel is important, people.
That, I said backfired, but yes.
I think it's a beautiful reminder. We are insignificant.
Mm-hmm. So that's all I have for the episode. I mean, just in overall feelings.
Yeah. We did have sweeps learn how to be a sommelier this episode, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, he's slowly, like, he's meeting with that lady to, like, learn about it.
Yeah.
But because I thought he'd already done a little bit of work, though.
I think he went to, like, a course.
Oh,
This was, like, a one-on-one. Because on that first episode, actually. No, it was the start of the second episode. Or was it last? I don't know. But he talks to Sid about it and says, like, I've got an idea. And then I guess she hooks him up with her.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I do think that showing, like, he's putting in the effort for growth outside of expectations.
Yeah.
He's doing that for himself.
Yeah. Like, he wanted it. Kind of like the Forks episode we had that season with
But
Richie.
Carm did send him there.
Okay. Did Richie ask, though? Or was Richie being hard on himself, I feel like?
I think it was that this was when he was slowly trying to get everybody trained up for, like, what he would want him to do.
Yeah.
But I do think him and Richie had a conversation of, like, the role Richie would play.
Yeah.
And I think they decided on this, and he's like, I don't know if I can do it. And he's like, oh.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
You can, yeah. Okay. I agree with that.
And
then there is a plot point with Ibrahim.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? The dogs. What's it called? Not the dogs. The subs. What do they call it there?
Yeah.
The beef. Yeah. Part, which honestly, I didn't get the first time around.
What do you mean? That they were, like, separate things, or?
No. I do get that they're
okay.
separate things, but what they were trying to do with him this season, like,
oh yeah,
franchising it off and all that stuff. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I was kind of confused by that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys figure it out, good for you.
I mean, it made sense in a way, but the guy that he brings in, I kept feeling he's going to scam him.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't think that's what was happening.
No, I think it was generally trying
We don't really know, though.
No.
So.
And
I do like, though, that he's like, because he says, Tina went to culinary school, I think, and she did find, I don't think she finished it, but, like, she was like, I do want to keep working in the kitchen, I do want to learn.
Yeah.
And he went and was like, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But he's, like, finding his place that he's, like, thriving in. And
yeah.
he can really contribute, and he's liking that.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. In, like, the culinary world. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yep.
That was the only two things I had.
Yeah. Same as a little bit more detail on that. I just think that on the second watch, it's like you have to know what happens at the end to even understand these, like, weird microaggressions that are going on in between characters.
Yes.
They do make sense within the episode, but not really.
On the first watch?
Yeah.
Yes, not really. The second watch, like this second watch, I'm like, oh, this makes much more sense.
Yes, but
I love it more.
I don't think that you should have to know the end to
get what's happening.
Yes.
Throughout.
Especially to that, like, there's, like, very little you're understanding that's going on.
Yeah.
All you know is that the clock's running down, and that's probably how the season's going to end.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so all these other things, so.
Yeah.
But I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah. I mean, we got no choice but to.
Yeah. Truly, we've committed.
I really want to know who Chris Storer, like, paid to get the show made. I'm not gonna lie to you, but good for him.
I mean, the first season was good.
It was, but I also think we didn't have a show like it on there, like the premise.
Right, yeah.
We all love a high-pressured situation or behind the scenes of a specific industry look. So that was very enticing. I just wish he got to the point more, and I wish he stopped doing a lot of unnecessary montages and stuff, Yeah.
I did meet this girl whose ex-husband, one of the reasons they got divorced, and really primarily the reason, is he thought that The Bear was about him, and he was the only person that truly understood what the show was about.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And I'm like, you mean the show that so many people like and relate to?
Right.
Buddy.
Is he from Chicago?
I don't know. I never met the man. I just heard about this. And yeah.
So the primary reason for their divorce was because he just could not let go. Like, he was being very annoying about it?
And it was reflecting his decisions outside that too, because he was a chef, and but because he felt like nobody understood what he was going through, because he was like such this tortured person because he was
so he could relate to the show, or he truly believed it was based off of him?
He could really relate to it, and he felt like nobody else could relate to it,
but
the way that he did.
Yeah.
Like, he was the only person that, like, truly got it.
That's so funny because it's not that hard to get.
I know. And it is, the reason it's so popular is because there's so many components that are relatable outside of the setting.
Yes.
Otherwise, people wouldn't watch it.
At all. Like, in terms of, like, the torture, like, you know, you're so inner, and, like, we've all been, we're all, so self-centered that we've been through that at some point of our lives. So we understand.
I just was like...
So funny.
I was like, oh, okay.
Now I gotta ask, do you feel like there's a TV show that you've watched that you're just like, maybe not like, I can relate to this, but you're like, this was made for me to enjoy the most?
To enjoy the most?
Yeah. 30 Rock?
I mean, 30 Rock, I feel... But I think if people are fans of 30 Rock, they're appreciating it at the same level that I'm appreciating it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't really... But otherwise, no. What about you?
I'm sure, but I can't think of anything at the top of my head. I'm pretty sure I've tweeted probably like, the show was made for me.
Once a month.
But but no, I'm not, I can't remember. I think it and it goes away. I don't like keep talking about it to the people I love who then get sick of me. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll talk next week for episode 3.
Yes. Bye.